So in last lecture, we saw the relationship between AI, ML and deep learning. So now we won't just confuse these terms and think they are one and the same. They are not the same. The way it is structured is AI is a superset, ML is a subset of it, and deep learning is a smaller subset of it. And the way things are changing, if a new thing comes, it's gonna come in probably subset of deep learning. And a new technology has already come, which is called as reinforcement learning. So if after reinforcement learning something else comes, then we'll have to find out where does that come into this diagram of superset and subset and subset. So reinforced learning is still in its infancy. Only few companies are actually doing this. So we are not gonna cover that. Once it matures, we will have introduction to that as well. For now, let's see what is machine learning. Okay, so this introduction is actually pretty common. So the introduction is kind of like this. So how is traditional programming? In this diagram, let me just add a key person, the one who is doing the programming. So programmer. Programmer is of the most important role because programmer has some input. Programmer is explained, okay, this is what you need to do. These are the rules. This is what needs to happen, and write a code for it. So it is programmer's logic, which is written in format of programming language, is what is used. So you see, how is training? Whenever, let's say, anyone is being trained in a school or somewhere else, it's the knowledge in head of the teacher. When it gets transferred to students, then more students have the same knowledge, and that is how the knowledge is actually scaled. Similarly, once a programmer creates a program, and at that program things actually become very interesting, because that program can run as is on one machine, 10 machine, hundreds of machines, millions of machines, without ever tiring. So once a program is written, that's it. You just have to do maintenance, you have to add features. There is a lot of things you could do here. Now if we think in terms of AI, here the please notice we have said AI slash machine learning. It does not mean that they are interchangeable. This just means that how is general AI done? Any general AI is not based on actually logic of the programmer. So here you see, for AI, data scientist is very important. So let me just write data scientist. Very important, very frequently used. Now, but is the data scientist essential? Yes. But is data scientist role as high as the role of programmer in this part? Probably not. Because the model which is run is not actually created by data scientist alone. Data scientist combined with data is what we actually have. So data plus data scientist, it actually creates the rules. So for example, here in the first case of traditional programming, we had the logic, which is of very huge importance. Without logic, you can't do something. So the simple thing in traditional programming, if a human can't do it, if a human can't think it, traditional programming can't do it. So traditional programming's limitation is a human should be able to do it. For example, let's think OCR. What is OCR? OCR means optical character recognition. In OCR, what happens is, look at what is happening right now. On this whiteboard, I have written three characters OCR. I am not only telling you what these are, but without my prompting, you guys know that this is O, this is C, and this is R. This recording is happening from India. My education happened from some place. Now anyone else, irrespective of where you learned English from. This course could be seen by someone in Vietnam who has learned English in Vietnam school, or you have learned it in Europe, or you have learned it in USA. Everyone agrees at this is O. Now, as long as a system which can detect O as a O can be thought of by a human, you can code it. And that is exactly how programs actually wrote them. So there were very highly paid, rather very expensive softwares which used to do OCR, in which there was an extensive code written for every character. So there was a huge code written for O. Okay. There would also be a huge code written for a different kind of O. Maybe someone who writes O like this. There would be a different kind of written code for small o. There would be a different kind of code written for zero. Someone who says zero like this. There would be lots of different codes. And you can imagine how complex this coding becomes. Just in English alone, we have A to Z. We have small a to small z. Okay, and that's not the end of it. We also have cursive. Okay, I still can't read anything written in. So I just know that I think A is written like this. But anyone who writes English in that cursive letters, then that A to Z small, then capital A to capital Z in that cursive writing. So we have how many? 26 multiplied by 4 at least. And imagine you are writing a OCR system for doctors. It is universally known that doctors have one of the ugliest handwritings ever to be found in history of humanity. Now, if we take a look at OCR system for doctors, you can imagine how complex the code will have to be. It has to adapt. It has to consider how ugly something will be written. So you can understand the limitation of traditional programming here. You see, the limitation is when rules become complex, when rules become too many, writing program for it becomes too complex. You see, in situations where rules are either too many or too complex, or there are a lot of different consideration here, but when these things happen, traditional programming is not the way. Now, let's take a look at AI, how it is different. How will OCR will be done by a AI system? AI will do it very differently. What AI will do? AI will do very simple. What AI will do is like, okay, I want to create an optical character recognition system. And how I'm going to do it? I am going to create a model. And that model generally are quite standard. So I'm going to create a model, and to that model I am going to give this is O. This is O. This is O. So to the model I am going to give multiple O's and going to tell that model this is O, this is O, this is O. And at the end of it, model would have learned how O looks automatically without any interference from a human. Look at how amazing this is. It is not limited by the rules which we have to code. It is not limited by rules which we have to code. Rather, it becomes from the data which is given to the model. Okay, and this is an extremely scalable approach. If I want to do OCR for English, I just have to give character data in English. If I have to do it for a different language, I just have to give character data for language. Now let's replace this with a baby. Whenever a baby is learning A for an apple, you see this is exactly how baby is learning. We give certain data. We don't give baby that this is the formula of circle. Any fruit which is in shape of x square plus y square equal to z square and something, that fruit is apple. We don't say it like that. We just give data, and from that any kind of thing is learned in the exact same way. That is the true power of AI and machine learning. So you see, the difference is you give in data and the rules are learned. Why do we need AI and ML? because when rules are too many or too complex, then doing traditional programming is very hard. A key important part here is if the data can't actually predict the rules, then AI is not possible. I mean, this is not magic. Please understand that AI is not magic. For the rules to be understood from the data, they actually have to be visible in the data. So as long as there are patterns in the data which can, help us understand the rules, AI is possible. So this is how difference between programming and machine learning is. Let me just summarize by saying one key important part. In traditional programming, if a human can't do it, traditional programming can't do it because programmer has to write the code. In AI and ML, it's not the human who is doing the coding. It is data. If data doesn't have patterns in it from which we can understand the rules, then it is not possible. So data has to have information on which we will do something. So this kind of like summarizes our key distinction, which is very important for us to understand. And then in next lecture, we will kind of like understand how does AI fit into the whole ecosystem of developing a product.